Greetings, Starfighter. You have been recruited by the Star League to defend the frontier against Zur and the Kodan Armada. Get ready? Prepare for blastoff.
Victory or Death Starfighters, my name is Carlin Jones, and this is a Starfighter full movie podcast. And today we are going to be watching the 2016 musical romantic comedy. I'm pretty sure this is a romantic comedy. La La Land, or what I like to call it, LA Land. So today I brought along a special guest who's going to help me watch this movie because this movie is on my list of movies I never cared about. And it's mostly because of the actress in this film. I cannot stand her, but we're going to get into that. Please welcome my guest, Gustavo.
Hey.
Gustavo,
Hello.
how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good, man. So, dude, we go like way back.
I think you're literally my oldest friend I have here in America.
Oh yeah, really?
Yeah.
Well, we met like it was I remember the day. It was 6th grade.
Mm-hmm.
I remember we were in orchestra together because I used to play the violin. I wasn't very good.
Yeah.
But did you play the violin or was it the viola?
I played the violin. Yeah, we both played the violin.
Okay, yeah. I remember I sat next to you one day, and then from there on, the friendship started.
Yeah, I remember that day too. I gotta tell you, I gotta confess something to you. Mm-hmm. I thought you were the funniest person from day one. Like, you always knew how to crack a joke at the right time, and I was mesmerized by you. It was
Wow.
This guy is gonna be awesome. Wow. And every time we got a class together, I was like, oh, thank God, I know someone here.
Yeah, right. Well, I'm happy you felt that way. Everyone else thought I was just annoying.
No, you were the funniest person to me. And when you told me you were going to do comedy, I was like, what do you want to do when you're older? You're like, I want to be a stand-up comic. And I'm like,
oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, stand-up comedy. Yeah. I'm huge on stand-up comedy. But so once again, I appreciate you for being here. And you said you've seen La La Land. That's the official title of it, right? La La Land, not LA Land.
I think it's La La Land, yeah. Okay. But
La La.
I can see what. But the double entendre about the LA and La La Land is the same thing because they're both filled in there. So there's a double entendre of it all.
I'll feel less stupid once I hear a character say La La or LA Land. I'll feel less dumb.
No.
But you said you've seen this movie, right?
Yeah, I've seen it once before.
Did you see it in theaters?
I think it's been a while. I don't remember. I think I just saw it in my when it came out on Netflix or whatever for a while.
Right. Yeah. So I never saw this movie. Never interested in watching it. I think I like Jake Gyllenhaal as an actor. I think he's cool as an actor. I'm not really going out of my way to see his films. I remember growing up in elementary school, and every day when I come home from school, his TV show that he did called Young Hercules came on. And I remember seeing a BTS interview of him, and he was like, this show, I just want to make a good show so kids can come home from school and just, have something to do their homework too. And ever since he said that, I've always liked him. I thought wow, because that's exactly what I did with that show. I did homework.
Yeah.
I did my homework to that show. So I think he's cool. What I can't stand, and I just don't know what it is. I cannot stand Emma Stone as an actress. I cannot stand her.
Really? Why?
I think so. Emma Stone first came into, I feel like, everyone's consciousness during Superbad, that Superbad movie.
That's right.
Yeah. So I think she wasn't as an important character in Superbad, but it was that role that led her to Easy A. And then since Easy A, she's had this plethora of just different movies that are kind of the same and other movies that are just downright like I would never watch this. And Easy A, I never found Easy A funny. I thought that was pretty stupid.
I mean, it was like the reasons I appreciate Easy A was because it was like Amanda Bynes' last good role.
Holy crap! Amanda Bynes was in that.
Yeah, it was her last good role before she kind of went off. Was like starting to go through her own conservatorship, and so she kind of
Wow.
went a little off the rockers.
Right.
But now she's doing really good. She's in college for fashion design, but she's in like a terrible conservatorship where she doesn't even own any of her money. She gets like a small
Yep.
allowance.
You know what? I did hear that.
Yeah,
I heard she's in one of those too. Same as Britney Spears.
yeah, same as Britney Spears. And so she's not allowed into any of her money. Her parents have full control over it, and
Wow. What a
she
talented human
and I
being, though.
mean, oh yeah, but she was also a victim of Dan Schneider. So
Oh, you said
yeah,
Schneider?
Dan Schneider,
Dan
yeah,
Schneider? Oh God. No, you know what? We'll
yeah,
get into that guy while we watch the movie because I think I was talking to a
yeah,
friend about this like a year ago or so.
yeah.
Like, yeah, his
It's so sad.
creations
The
of
things that yeah.
yeah, his creation of shows, like obviously they're all classics, right? But just like the person
But watching
behind them,
back now, yeah, now we know too much, and so watching
Mhm.
it back, I get so uncomfortable because that there's things in there that they put just for him, for
Right,
his own little grossness, and then like you can see it.
right.
But when they try to revive the shows, it actually sometimes does well when without like a fresh set of eyes. So have you seen the new iCarly show, the
No,
iCarly
I have
reboot?
not get into that. I was
It is
never big
so
on
good.
iCarly. You know what,
Really? I
iCarly,
love iCarly.
every other episode I would see from iCarly, I'm just like, I don't know. But then like some moments were like, all right, that was pretty funny. They would have some funny things on there, and the memes from that show are freaking legendary.
Yeah. But okay, so you just gotta think about like the new iCarly reboot is it's it's so good. It is like so funny because they're
Oh,
so
it's
self
good.
aware now. Yeah, it's so self aware. It's very adult. They can curse now. They it's pretty much the same cast and except Sam.
Yeah, I
But
knew
they
she was going to be
recasted.
on there.
Yeah, but they talk about her. They like miss her because she was just a victim of that show too because of the things that Dan
Wow.
Schneider put her through. And
Wow.
so yeah, and so she was also and so that's why she doesn't act anymore. He was very abusive. And so she said she didn't want to go back on that show because she didn't want to have any like trauma from the whole situation, and she quit acting because of him. And so
Wow. Wait,
yeah,
the actress who played Sam?
yes, Jenna McCarthy.
Wow. You know what? We're
Yeah,
gonna get
yeah,
into that. We're gonna get into that. We're gonna go
yeah,
back. Well, I feel like I feel like I can connect to anything, so it's not off topic. But we started talking about Emma
yeah,
Stone, and then Emma Stone led to Amanda Bynes, and Amanda Bynes led to her personal life that led to this whole thing with Dan Schneider and the whole Nickelodeon things because she was a
yeah,
victim of that. I feel like a lot of these actresses are, at the same time looking in, a lot of people just think, well, they make a lot of money, they're in the public eye, things should be fine for them. But I think show business is so just mentally
fucked up.
draining for these people that I
Yeah.
feel like every actor has a good run that they go on, like a good string of movies, but then after that, they're just out of here. And I feel the same way about Emma Stone.
Hmm. Oh yeah, same. And the thing is like, and then yeah, exactly. Sorry, but like I have a conscious like run in my head. It's like yeah, for sure. It's like you look back at all movie actors and actresses like that. You look to their lives. They just have a good string of like movies, and they either die young or they live out to have a very either bad or good career.
Hmm.
Good,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's very unfortunate, but again, I can't stand Emma Stone. I don't know what it is. I just feel like personally, and I made this kind of epiphany. Hopefully, I'm using the right definition. I kind of
Hmm.
had an epiphany about the same way I feel about Emma Stone, about how I feel about Sandra Bullock now. I feel like Sandra Bullock, she's a cool actress, right? but I don't think she's good. I don't think she's ever been good. Anything that she's been in that's been like critically acclaimed, it was usually something else, like a different factor making that movie what it is, but it was never Sandra Bullock. And I feel that same way about Emma Stone. I feel like her movies are just kind of the product of like what's popular now, which makes them a hit, not her herself. If that makes
Yeah,
sense.
I see what you mean, but you gotta think like sometimes there's good movies that were just really good at casted for like that. Like Miss Congeniality, that was a great movie. Like
I remember
she was
liking it
great in
as a
that.
kid. I haven't seen it since.
Yeah, but I mean, like go back and watch it because it's actually a really good movie. Like there's a little bit of misogyny and stuff, but it's pretty well. There's still some quotable things from it. Like
Yeah, I mean, I'll go
yeah,
back to it. Sandra Bullock's a legendary actress.
yeah. But like, there's
But
certain movies that didn't do well, like The Blind Side. Like,
well, okay. Well, tell me this: what's Emma Stone's best movie?
mm, I think the only one that's really coming to my head is Easy A because I've been talking about
Easy
it.
A.
Talking about it because I've been talking about it this whole time.
I feel like her
But
movies are just so. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. And obviously, La La Land is very critically acclaimed. People love this movie, and I think it won. Didn't it win like an Oscar for something, which doesn't mean anything, but I think it won an Oscar.
yeah, it really doesn't mean anything. It might have. I think I could see it doing that. That's the thing I hated about this movie was that after this movie, they're like, "Oh yeah, white people invented jazz," kind of like, no, they didn't.
Oh, I
Like,
hate that. I absolutely
yeah,
hate that.
yeah, me too.
Absolutely hate
It's
that.
a
Yeah, J. Cole was saying something like that too, where uh, the music industry is trying to reestablish the sound of music in sense of like
mhm.
every single genre that you would hear now that is mostly done by black artists. They're trying to gentrify it. So
Oh yeah,
like you look under the jazz genre on iTunes, you'll see just a lot of white artists. You look under, I mean, you can even say that for hip hop now in a sense. Hip
oh
hop
my god, yeah,
hip hop is very segregated now, which is a great thing because the way technology works, we can listen to everyone's music. But yeah,
yeah,
I absolutely hate that.
yeah, me too.
Yeah,
But what's even worse is like um oh god, I just lost my thought. I was just
that was totally fine.
the that damn it, it's gone. I had it. It was on the tip of my tongue. I guess I lost it. There
Well,
might
you
go
know
on.
what? You think about it because we're gonna get right into this movie. We're
Sounds
gonna get
good to
right
me.
into it because yeah, I feel like we've been like on like Emma Stone and then like off Emma Stone, on Emma Stone, and off Emma Stone. I feel like we're about to have like the greatest random conversations once we play
Oh
this
yeah.
movie. So, Starfighters, we are going to be watching La La Land, the 2016 musical. Gustavo, do you know where this movie is like streaming? Is it like, I don't think it's on Netflix anymore. Is it?
Uh, Amazon Prime, I think, right now.
Okay. Yeah. So you can watch this movie along with us on Amazon Prime, or if you just happen to have the DVD or just happen to know where you can find the movie. So we are going to start this movie in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Summit. You know what that reminds me of? This is going to be such. This podcast is just going to have like a lot of random tangents, but that little intro of I guess of that company reminded me. You ever seen that movie Kingsman?
Yeah.
So
The
at
with the
the
kid that becomes a spy.
yeah. So at the very beginning of the movie, then when they show like the companies who made it and all that stuff, there was like a production logo that was like transparent, as if like you would think you're colorblind looking at it. like there's a logo on it, but there's like all these different colors that don't go well together, and you can hardly tell what the colors are. And it was so freaking weird. I'm sure no one else in the theater thought twice about looking at it, but till this day, I've never stopped thinking about it.
Sorry, I don't think there's any sound coming out on my side for the movie. Can you hear the movie, or we're just watching it at like?
You said what?
Can you hear the movie on your end? Because I can't hear the movie.
No. I shouldn't be able to hear it.
Oh, okay, it's just all in silent.
Yeah, it's just us talking.
Oh,
it's
okay.
Yeah, think of it like, you ever watch any commentary from like DVDs back in the day?
Yeah, but you can at least like hear the movie a little bit, because all I can judge them on is like what they're like moving their body in.
Right. But it's basically like that kind of concept.
Oh, okay.
So they're already singing. I guess that's fine. I've seen this meme everywhere too.
People getting out of their cars?
No, like it's like this picture of La La Land, and they're like, whenever on the news they're talking about Los Angeles and there's like a really bad crash on their like freeway and everything's like backed up, they they go to this meme and they're like, a live look at LA right now during traffic. So do you like musicals?
I do, yeah.
Okay. I feel like I do like musicals, but it just depends on the content it is. Like, what's the story and all that. I absolutely love Sweeney Todd. You know, most Disney movies are musicals, and I love those growing up. But I do think I love musicals. It just depends on the movie.
I like the old musicals, so like the
yes,
like the Marilyn Monroe movies.
Do you watch any of June Allison movies?
No. Who's June Allison?
June Allison. Hopefully, I'm saying her name right. Let me type it in real quick. It should be June Allison. June Allison was married to one of my favorite voices, or he's probably like my favorite voice of all time, and a guy named Dick Powell who did he did acting, but he mostly did like radio voices, like radio detective dramas in like the 40s and 50s.
She was beautiful.
So, yeah. So she's been in like a lot of movies, and she's mostly known for musicals because, you know, back then, if you did musicals, like you had to learn not only how to sing, but you have to know how to dance. Yeah, and she came from that background from theater, and she was dancing better than anybody during her era.
Wow, I'll look up some videos.
Yeah, like this choreography is kind of like whatever. There's nothing that's wowing me, but the things that she would do was like fantastic.
Get back in the car. Well, I think you're like, if this is the first time you're watching this movie and you're not watching it with sound, it's not going to really make a lot of sense. You're just going to be.
Well, they're watching it with sound. The audience should be watching it with sound.
Oh.
Yeah, you know, just think of it like in my podcast description that I just wrote today. It's like this podcast is intended for you to listen to while you're actually watching the movie.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Oh, there's Jake. What's his name? What's his face? Something Gyllenhaal? No. I gotta look at the cast.
Jake Gyllenhaal?
What's his name?
Yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal.
Is that his name?
Yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal. Gyllenhaal. Oh. Yeah, he's AKA Prince of Persia, right? No, wait, that's not him.
That's not
he's
him.
Not Prince of Persia.
I'm looking up the cast in this.
No, Jake Gyllenhaal was in he was in something. That's
Let's
literally me
see.
flicking
Ryan
off Emma
Gosling.
Stone.
Ryan Gosling.
Oh shit, that's not Jake Gyllenhaal. I have always confused those two. Always.
Yeah, but they don't look anything alike.
No, they don't, but they do like the similar movies.
They do make similar movies. The thing is, like, Ryan Gosling is a bit like overplayed too. Like I didn't. People say that Drive was so good, but I was like, it wasn't. Like,
You know what? I just got a text. I just got like an invite to do a film next month. That's like they're like, hey, we want you to like, do the lighting for this film, this and that, and we want you to make it look just like Drive, that movie. And I'm like, I've never even seen that movie.
I was like a lot of car action.
Yeah, well, it's like a lot of car action and a lot of like just like harsh sunlight, like harsh lights on people, like lots of shadows.
Yeah, Emma Stone. Oh, and
Whoa.
she ruined her shirt.
Yeah, watch where you're going, asshole.
She's acting while acting.
I always find it funny when actors do this.
Yeah, let me act slightly different than myself. This is the time to show range because they're already like.
Here's the thing, though. She's not acting any different than how she is.
Yeah. What without? I was watching without sound. It looks like she's like in a horror movie. Hello, where?
Yeah.
Are the killers coming inside the house?
Right. I mean, you can definitely watch this with sound. That's what I'm doing. That's the purpose of it.
I don't hear anything coming out like on my end.
Oh, you don't hear anything coming out.
Yeah. Like she's like seeing nothing. Like that's what I was trying to tell you.
Oh.
I have to like, download this movie. But,
yeah, you should be able to hear it. Now you're just watching a silent film at this point.
That's what I've been doing this whole time. Yeah.
I never noticed how her eyes are so big.
She looks like a doll.
Yeah.
Well, you know the reason why her voice is so hoarse, right? It's not because of she apparently it's like a symptom that happens to babies that cry a lot when they're like young.
Wow.
So and so they cry so much that their voice gets hoarse permanently.
Wow. So can you explain to me? I've had like the biggest trouble my entire life of deciphering what is a ginger and what is a redhead.
It's the thing. That's the same thing.
It's not. It can't be.
It's the same thing.
Why do people talk about it like it's two different things?
No, because it's the same thing refer to one thing.
No.
A redhead.
Then why call it a redhead if it's a ginger? And why say ginger if it's a redhead?
I think it's just from where it's originated.
Hmm.
But yeah, redheads are hot.
I mean, redheads are very attractive. I mean, I love gingers too, but they're the same thing, I guess now.
Yeah,
gingers and redheads. But I never understood where that started, like the jokes against gingers.
Well, I don't know. It's I guess the only way it's white people can show diversity.
It's weird. I've heard women say that they're afraid of gingers.
What?
Yeah, I've heard them say like I'm afraid. Like they're like, I heard one woman say that she's afraid of like serious gingers, like those really like bright orange gingers.
Oh my gosh, that's so mean.
Yeah.
Well, that's because they have the most orange. Like they have like orange pews.
Wait, who is that actress? That's on the wall. Oh, that's Ingrid. That's the actress who's in Casablanca. She's Swedish.
Oh.
Yeah, that's also on my next podcast to do. I'm watching Casablanca because I've never been interested in watching that movie.
It's very it didn't age well.
Mm.
Yeah.
Talk about how weird that
Very.
was. Humphrey Bogart. That was a weird dude.
Uh, who's Humphrey Bogart?
Wait, you said who's Humphrey Bogart?
Yeah.
Come on, Humphrey Bogart. He's literally like, if you say who are the top 10 most famous actors and actresses of all time, he's like top 5. Humphrey Bogart.
Uh,
He did
I'll have to look
Casablanca,
up.
which is easily probably like the most famous romance movie ever. He did The Big Sleep, which is arguably
There you
the
go.
most famous noir film or film noir ever made.
Oh,
He was uh, married to Lauren Bacall, another top 10 famous actresses of all time.
yeah.
Yeah, he's a legend,
Oh,
but
he
he's
was in
kind of a
Sabrina.
weird guy.
He was in
Sabrina, where?
Sabrina. 1954. He was in Sabrina with Audrey Hepburn.
Oh, you're talking about a movie. I was like, wait, who's Sabrina in the movie?
I forget that there's a whole other like Sabrina TV show and whatever.
I love that show. That is like the
It was
perfect show to come home from school and do homework too.
Sabrina the Teenage Witch or the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. Like, which one
Oh
would that
no, the
like?
Teenage Wish. That other one, I didn't watch that one. I thought that would be too scary.
It no, it's really not. The first season was really scary, but then the second season it becomes
See?
like this
Mm-mm.
becomes this CW high school thing, and
Oh
I was
hell
like,
no.
it's really, and then it becomes a musical. It's really it becomes very like cheesy, and like the last season was rushed and it was awful.
That's I kind of had a quote that's every TV show, no matter how good it is, no matter how good it starts, no matter how great the characters are, acting is, every TV show will eventually go bad.
If they keep going, yeah,
Hmm.
some of them need to know when to quit, and some like don't know when to quit. Yeah.
She can't really sing.
Hmm?
Emma Stone, she can't really sing. I like the imagery. Like, I think everything looks super pretty. I think it's like cinematography is very on point. But what are we? We're like 15 minutes in. I have a rule. You can determine the worth of a movie in the first 15 minutes. There's no story that's happening here. I don't understand what's going on.
Well, they're introducing her. It's a
Yeah, but
2 hour movie.
I understand it's 2 hours, but still, it's the first 15 minutes. Usually the
I
first
watched this in a movie
15,
theater.
maybe the first 15, maybe the first 20 minutes, it's like, the ordinary world. This is where this
Yeah.
character lives. This is their day to day life. This is who they are. And now they're about to come into, I guess, a calling to action type thing. So I don't know. I mean, it hasn't reached the fit. Oh yeah, it reached the 15-minute mark. But I mean, we'll see. I mean, obviously, I'm going to watch the full movie, but
I think they just wanted to show off the cool colors. Ooh, that made me nauseous. The spinning. I'm still watching this as a silent film. I have no idea how to turn on the sound on this.
yeah, everything's super. Super pretty. She should not be walking alone at night in LA.
Yeah, that's not safe. That's asking to get murdered.
Yeah. Why do I feel like this is like a video game? Like it's like an RPG open world and you're just roaming around, just like you're not really doing the main quest yet. You're just doing a bunch of side shit.
She has to get her laundry done.
that is literally how I play video games. I do every single side quest and just overpower myself. And then I get to the main quest and I complain about how easy it is when it's not supposed to be played that way. What the hell is she doing? She's in the wrong. Why are you reading? Bro, people in LA are crazy when it comes to driving. Have you been to LA?
Nope, never been.
You never been?
I never left this side of the U.S.
Oh, this side of the U.S. Well, I mean,
I think the furthest I've gone
have,
is like,
obviously you've been to Brazil because that's where you're from.
yeah, but that's just more south. I've been to the other side of the world, but like I've been to Dubai, but
Ooh, I really want to go there.
Yeah, that was fun. And then we went to the Maldives.
Yeah, I've been to Japan, which was insane.
Yeah, really? How was that?
Dude, it was.
How long did you stay?
I stayed for a few weeks. My uncle at the time was stationed over there. He's in the Air Force.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
did you get to
dude,
see the sights and stuff?
Yeah, I was living there. Like I was like, I've obviously only been there for like 2 weeks, but I was like experienced everything there, or like just like Japan culture there. So like the first night I got there, dude, I shit you not. The first night I got there, I was literally just like walking outside his house. It's like 1 a.m. and down the street was like a 7-Eleven, which I'm like, dude, it's like so hard to find 7-Elevens down here in America. I go in there and I see this Japanese woman just staring at me. Right now, obviously, there's not many black people there, so I can understand why she's looking at me. But I'm literally like just shopping, getting Doritos, this and that. And she keeps staring at me. Like I'm like walking on the other end of the aisle and she's like following me, like just staring at me. And she's just there too, like just shopping. And I go up to like pay for my stuff, right? And she comes up to me and I'm like, hello. Hi, how are you? And she's like, hello. And I'm like, well, okay, you can speak English. And then she's like, are you from America? I'm like, yes, I'm from America. She's like, you come here to Japan, my country, for what? And I'm like, to experience the culture. She's like, okay, to experience the culture, experience food, experience sights. So you came all the way here to Japan to eat food that you can just eat in America? It was crazy. But yeah, like The ramen noodle shops there are really cool. They have like this little red district in Tokyo that is in freaking insane, dude. Like they have a thing over there with like with sex trafficking. That's like I think it's
Yeah.
gotten to a point for Japan that they stop trying to like stop it in a sense because it's like okay, clearly we're not going to be able to stop this because it's just like it's too vampant. They're just like regulating it, which is kind of crazy.
Oh
So
my
if you
god. I
go
mean, yeah,
on
that's insane.
right,
Whoa. Okay, synced up.
yeah, if you ever like when you go to Tokyo, there are people around with white umbrellas, and anyone who has
Really?
a white umbrella is mostly a prostitute.
Really?
Right? Yeah,
That's
it's like
insane.
white clear umbrellas. That's like the thing there. Everyone else has umbrellas too, especially if it's like raining or whatever. But white clear umbrellas means that they're a prostitute, and they will come up to you and they'll try to talk to you to see if you want their services, and you have to be like super aggressive and tell them no.
Whoa.
I was
Like
not aggressive.
you're like, please talk to me.
No,
Okay.
this lady. So this woman came up to me, and she literally looked like she fixes computers for a living. Like I would not expect her to be a prostitute or anything. And she comes up to me and she's like, "Hey, are you okay? You're hunched over. Is your back okay? Do you want a back massage?" And I'm like, you know what? My back does hurt. And then she's like, I can give you a back massage and I can do more for you. 500. I'm like, 500 for a back massage? Like, who the hell would pay 500 for a back massage? And she's like, no, 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 no. I'll do everything. Like back massage, sucky, sucky, like whatever you want. I'm like, okay, you need to get away from me.
The music's good.
Oh, you can hear it now?
I just downloaded it on my phone and decided to sync it up to my computer.
Okay, cool. Yeah, the music's fine. The cinematography's fine. The lighting is beautiful. The directing's not bad. It's just nothing's happening.
It is a 2-hour movie for no reason.
It's
Like if
almost
you're gonna
like
make it I think that since COVID, I've been watching so many mini series and stuff that like they didn't even release Justice League in like in the 3-hour movie. They released like in parts, like so you can watch it in parts instead of like watching this like crazy.
yeah, it just really kind of comes off.
Showboat.
Oh, make sure you turn your volume down a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just like the movie volume a little bit. Why are they looking at each other like that?
You did too much.
J.K. Simmons, he's awesome. Wait a second, weren't they in a movie together? J.K. Simmons and Emma Stone. They're in like Hawkman or something like that.
I think so. Maybe.
I can't stand actors who've been in the same movies with
Well,
each
they're
other.
bound to have that happen over.
Yeah, I understand that, but when I watch movies, I like to just dive into it like as if it's its own universe and I exist somewhere in this world as well. So when I see these actors in something else, then I'm thinking they're the same characters from the other movie I just saw them in.
Yeah. I guess that would happen if you're like watch like a marathon of like the same character. Like if you watched this, and then we go and watch Easy A, and then go and watch like whatever else that she's on, or like The Help. Like,
What the hell was that?
that was racist.
That was something. No, Jamal. You be
No,
tripping.
Jamal.
Teachers really do be like that, though.
Give me what's that one? What's her $1 Million Baby that did that to you? What's her name? Oh, gosh, I forgot. Do you remember who was in the $1 Million Baby, a boxing movie?
That was Hilary Swank.
Hilary Swank, yeah, she was in that. Hilary Swank was in that movie where she was a teacher, in the in the black school or whatever. And then she tried doing that, like, and so I think that's what they were referring to. Like, no, Jamal, you be tripping.
No. Oh, you're talking about what's that movie called? Freedom Riders?
Freedom Riders. Yeah.
Yeah. That was a great movie. I didn't realize that was a true story.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Like, not like true, like it was an actual true story, and then they made a documentary of it, and then the film was made because of the documentary, and I got to see like the actual people who were those characters from the movie. Yeah, that was like from a movie that was like one of those movies that's always shown in school. That was quite interesting to see the actual real footage of that take place.
That's cool. Yeah, I didn't learn that until not too long ago. I didn't know that back in high school. I didn't. Not high school, middle school. Whenever they used to show us that movie. But yeah, but I think that's what she was referring to, though. It was like she was playing a teacher. She's like, "This is my classroom."
Right.
Yeah.
Yo. I love Flock of Seagulls.
It's a good song.
You know what's crazy? This is their most famous song, and in my opinion, it's not even their best song. They have a lot of really good songs.
Flock of Seagulls? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Look them up later. She's so embarrassing. Because you know that she's doing that by herself.
Yeah, she does this in her films.
So they already know each other. This is the first time they're being introduced to each other other than in a restaurant, and this is how we're supposed to believe that they already know each other. They just don't like each other. Or he doesn't like her.
Wait, so you're saying...
Remember, she showed up at the restaurant, and that was the first time.
No, I remember that. But all they did was just stare at each other.
To get there. Yeah, and when she tried to talk to him, he walked right past her. She like... Oh, that's something they chose.
What a weird fucking dialogue.
Yeah. I don't understand. Like, do they like each other or they don't like each other? I don't understand.
I don't understand what's happening. What is this movie? This might as well be a horror film.
It really is. Like,
This is basically Wakanda Vision. Everyone is just living in this world, and I'm not sure people know if it's real or not.
Weren't they also like talk about like characters being in the same movie as each other? Weren't they also in that movie with Jim Carrey? Or they play lovers to also like, and she not Jim Carrey, the guy from The
Yeah.
Office.
No.
The
You're
guy from The
thinking,
Office.
okay, yeah, it's not Jim Carrey. So you're thinking of the movie called, it's called
Love
Love
her.
Crazy,
Yeah. So,
Love something crazy, whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, with Steve Carell.
The Steve Carell. Yeah. From The Office. Yes. Jake Gyllenhaal. No, that's not.
No,
That's,
Ryan Gosling. I
Ryan
think it was
Gosling.
Ryan Gosling. See,
Ryan
it's
Gosling and Emma
easy to
Stone.
mix them up. You're right. Emma Stone was in that, along with someone else. I like that movie. That movie was actually it was good.
Yeah, it's the same thing as this. Yeah, same.
So, back in 2017, I was a part of this film. And in this film, we had to travel all the way to like South Carolina and stay in hotels and whatever. So when I was rooming with my friend, and he was like, this is like a year after La La Land came out. And he was telling me like, dude, have you seen La La Land? You have to see it. I'm like, no, I don't. I don't have to see it. And he was showing me clips of this scene that's playing right now. Because he was telling me like, literally, this was done in one shot. They had to wait for the sun to come up. And it was like, either we get it now or we have to wait till tomorrow to do it.
Damn, I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah. So this is totally like not a studio. This is like real.
Actually, there. And they already wasted that whole look. Huh?
Well, yeah. Because I was just about to say right now, like the art direction is actually insanely good. Because this feels like a 1940s, 1950s studio romance movie.
Yeah.
But it's like in actual locations.
Yeah. Still cool though. Yeah. I guess that's a good way of making it modern. Yeah. And like still keep it like old school. Yeah.
Yeah, everything's clearly pre-rigged for this. Like for the lighting and stuff like that. You can tell there's something rigged up on that tree. Oh, you know what they probably have? It's like, it's hard to like describe it, but they have some type of like a moving crane that's like a light on them from like above a little bit. That's like lighting them while the sun is coming up.
Oh.
I've never experienced.
I thought the sun was going down. I thought the sun was
it's
going
coming
down.
up. It's coming up. They film. I know for a fact they filmed this scene. It was like 4:30, like 5:30 a.m. in the morning.
Wow. I don't like that she has to put on tap shoes for this.
Yeah, this is so fucking. This is excuse my language, but this is just so weird. I feel like they shouldn't be making. Okay, one, I don't think these are the right actors for this.
Not at all. This is very much singing in the rain, like appropriate.
Yeah.
Appropriation.
At this point, just get some TikTokers to do this.
Right, the dancing.
One of my episodes,
even singing in the rain was a really good movie because they were
it's fantastic.
tap dancing.
I love the song from that.
Their feet was bleeding, and they would go. They were going anyways. This is nothing.
Right, and don't get me wrong. I think Emma Stone. I think Jake Gyllenhaal. That's not him, is it? It's Ryan Gosling. Ryan Gosling.
Jake
Emma
Gyllenhaal.
Stone. Let's just call him Jake. I think they both. Clearly, they have worked really hard to nail down this choreography and to do this while the sun is coming up. You only have one freaking shot at this. I think they did a fantastic job of doing this. I think it's fantastic. However, I
It's
don't think
not
the
that good.
casting is right. I don't think could have been the best it could have been. I think the directing's on point, lighting's on point, art
Yeah.
direction's on point. Everyone's on point, but who
Well,
the actors are.
yeah, the cast could be anyone, honestly. And I think that's why they wanted that, because I think they wanted you to feel view yourself in that role, because it's like not hard dancing. It was okay. What was the Rotten Tomatoes score on this?
On this movie?
Yeah.
I'm sure something high. I feel like I think the colors are really pretty. I think it's
pretty.
cool. Yeah, I
That's
think
the
it's
whole point.
cool.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. I think they're trying too hard to make it something it's not. They're trying to make this into one of these oldie type movies, and I don't think that's what it is. At least from how I'm percepting it.
Well, also what I don't understand is, are they just gonna pretend like they did? They just came up with that on the spot, or are they never gonna talk about the fact she put on tap shows and they tap dance together, or
Right.
was
But
that for imagination? That's why I don't understand why sometimes I know they're
I
trying to
get
make it a
that.
musical.
I get that, but I'm completely fine. I'm completely fine with that, just from the fact that they've already established, literally 5 seconds into the movie, that hey, people dance in this world. This is what they do sometimes when they're stressed out or there's downtime. So I'm completely fine with that. But
What
what I'm not fine with is they just dance they just dance without any purpose
I
to
went
do
and
with the
see.
story.
Have you ever seen Rick and Morty?
I've seen a little bit of it. I have not watched a complete season.
Really? Oh, you gotta watch it. It's really good. It's really funny. But I'm imagining this is a universe where it's like they don't want to physically dance, but all of them they are compelled to do it, and so inside they're just dying. They're like, can't we just talk this
Wow.
out?
Mm-hmm.
They're their limbs are being pulled so they have to dance.
This is a waitress job. Just leave.
I mean, how much is she really getting paid? 12.
Well, I mean, but this is why actors work these jobs, because literally you can just leave if you have something going on, and you can find another one just like it pretty fast.
Yeah, true. But how many of those shops are actually hiring if everyone there is trying to be an actress?
Right. And then I understand the location of the shop, though, because she said it's on Warner Brothers Studios, and that's you're in the thick of it.
Yeah.
I do feel like that's important for anyone who's trying to get into the film industry. You have to be where it is.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying you have to move out to LA or to Georgia or something like that, but in whatever city you are, wherever the media is the heaviest, whether it's in the city or maybe outside the city and somewhere else, a different town, it's always better to be in the thick of it.
Yeah. Into the thick of it.
Yeah, you just hear things. You'll hear a lot more things. I remember. I'm going on a tangent now, but I remember when I first started in the film industry, and I came up with a friend who we both started off at the same thing. We had the same knowledge, and she was living all the way out, kind of countryside of Georgia, where I was kind of in the thick of the industry where everything's happening.
Yeah.
And I just felt like that played a huge role because there's a lot of opportunities that she didn't even know about because she just wasn't in it.
Yeah, yeah, you gotta be part of the community to really know. But
Right.
like, what's crazy funny is like in the community though, like actors are kind of known to be a little crazy. Like,
Mm,
yeah, like in the gay community.
check the gate. So you see all these lights.
So
You
they
see that.
cut
You see
and they
that.
all
You see
hate
that
each
guy by
other.
the light. You see the guy by
Yeah,
the big lights with the gloves, the equipment on his belt. That's what I do.
really?
Yeah,
Oh, that's cool.
it is never that quiet on set. By the way, someone's always cussing at somebody. Like, come on, let's go, let's go. There's always somebody sleeping in a hammock too. It's usually someone who's like in charge of something.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's funny.
like our department. Like when I did seasons 1 and 2 of American Soul, our department head, the key grip, he would love sleeping in his hammock. He's like, when they're filming, they have everything set. They don't need us. You come get me when they do need us. And he would literally just be sleeping in the truck.
Hmm. I hate jazz.
I always feel like when someone says they don't like a certain type of music, I think you just haven't heard the right music of that or the right artist.
Yeah, for me, the only kind of music I don't like is like screamo.
You said screamo?
Yeah,
Even that, like there's certain screamos like emo rock, punk rock, all that stuff I love. And I feel like if someone can listen to like to the right song or whatever, I think they'll like it. I think they'll have a little bit of an appreciation for it.
yeah. I do like rock, man. I don't know. Not much
Hmm.
for a screamo kind of person, but I mean, to each his own.
Yeah, that's a big part of it too. What she's talking about. I think everyone knows the genres of music, but depending on where you live, the genres are handled differently.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think what this guy is missing that dude, no one that's like that saying of people are like, "Hey, you're watching movies wrong." Like people who go to movies, they're watching it wrong. You have to watch it this way. You have to do it that way. The casual movie watcher does not care on how you're supposed to watch movies. They just
yeah,
want to be entertained.
yeah. Very true.
Whether if the actors are very attractive, whether there's lots of explosions, or maybe the story's really good, whatever. People aren't looking at it the way that I would say someone who studies theory in music or studies theory in film looks at it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, like jazz. Like jazz is I love jazz, and I can see what he's talking about, but it doesn't have to be that way. Like you don't have to like. people definitely don't have to look at it that way to appreciate it.
Yeah.
Like I've started listening to as of recently like Japanese jazz from Japan.
Yeah. I like French
There's
jazz.
oh yeah, French jazz.
Yeah. I've been listening to a lot of French music recently.
Yeah, I need to get into that. I listen to that. I've been building playlists on like jazz from the 40s and 30s from like noir films and kind of like building my own
Really?
like noir playlist.
Send me those. Are you on Spotify?
No. See, what I do with them, you're going to love this. What I do with them, what all my playlists, I create stories from them, whether they're based on experiences or like actual whatever. And I find artwork that has to deal with that. So for my noir playlist, I've made up a detective called Matthew Lambert. He's a black private eye detective from Louisiana, which there's hardly any black private eyes with licenses down there in the 40s, and he pretty much just solves you know cases that are not worth anyone's time, but it's worth his time because he loves helping out people in his community. And I'll send you a picture of it. You're gonna love it. And all the artwork are from like noir films that like vaguely anyone knows about, but the artwork is like incredible.
This is beautiful scenery. But I thought he was going to put on the hat. I was like, don't put on that hat. You just found it on the ground. And then he turned out to be the bad guys.
Right. This is a very beautiful movie.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm very surprised. I looked at the budget a while ago and it was like 30 million just to make this. Which I know obviously that's a lot of money, but in terms of like what a lot of studios try to spend to make films look like this, it's pretty remarkable what they're able to do.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sending you the playlist now.
Okay.
Okay, you're gonna love this.
Maybe she's just not a good actress.
Well, here's the thing with acting though that I've from talking to a lot of actors. When you go to these auditions and things like that, it's nothing is personal. You audition, and like literally after you audition, like the moment you step off like your foot is out the room, you forget about it completely and you look for something else. You don't wonder like, oh, I hope they call me back, I hope this and that. It's just like you have to move on,
Yeah.
or else you'll drive yourself
That's,
crazy.
that's already a lot to think about right now. Like, I couldn't do it.
Right,
It's not for me.
right.
I can do
Yeah,
both sides of it. Like,
right.
being the person that does the casting or the person that does the acting.
Right. Yeah, because like acting is not a normal job, Like if you work at finance and you're trying to get a job as a bank teller or whatever, you're doing an interview and if they say, "Hey, we'll call you back or maybe this and that." Sure, you can ponder on that cuz that's the only job you're applying for and it
Yeah.
meets certain criterias. So you know for a fact they're going to be looking at you and only a few selective others. Where there's acting, they're looking at thousands of other people who look just like you.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, I mean working
Um,
working on crew for films is kind of the same deal too, because obviously there's a lot of opportunities, and then sometimes someone will call you up to say if you want to do this, and then you say no, I'm too busy, and they're like okay, and then they just won't call you again for something else. They'll go with somebody else, and they'll keep going with that someone else because they said that they will. You can't take that stuff personally.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out what just happened because this guy comes in that we have not been introduced to, like takes her out on a dinner date, and she's just ditching the other guy that she said she was going to go to the movies with.
Yeah, they
Like, I
kissed.
don't understand. Yeah, they kissed. Like, but they really haven't been introduced to him at all this whole movie.
I gave up on trying to explain this movie. I'm thinking that
Like,
Helen Keller is going to show up in some type
it's been
of
an hour
firefighter
and
outfit.
yeah, it's been an hour of watching this movie, and I'm just now getting introduced to the fact that she has a boyfriend. This whole time,
She has a boyfriend. Oh, she's trash.
I don't understand.
She's been hanging out with that other guy like she don't have a boyfriend.
Exactly.
She's trash.
She was tap dancing with him. Trash. Oh, she's leaving him.
Well, we don't
She
know
couldn't
that.
even finish dinner. She couldn't even finish dinner. Girl, you're already an hour late for this movie.
I feel like this is just a really, really good student film.
Yeah.
Nothing makes sense. Nothing really flows together, but it looks pretty.
Yeah. So you went in and found her? I don't understand. Who does this? Girl, it's not how you find someone.
Hey, yeah, get the hell out the way.
Get the hell out the way! We're watching a movie here.
I was looking down at my phone. I looked up at the screen and I'm just like, why the hell is she in front of the movie? Get out of the way.
Get out of the way! And no one complained. That's the kind of white privilege that I want right there.
Well, they're probably not complaining because the movie they're watching is probably trash. They're just like, at this point, they're just like, oh god.
Wait, are they really going to show me a whole other movie in this movie?
Maybe this is the movie they're watching. Yep. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wait, where is this? Why do I feel like not that many people will show up to a theater if they're playing like an oldie movie like this?
Exactly, because no one would.
The TMC channel, Turner Classic Movies channel, they're having trouble with trying to get people on their streaming service and watching some of their old films. Which, by the way,
yeah,
I feel like less and less people every year are watching those type of movies, but they will never, ever get rid of those movies.
Never. I recently been watching the old Western movies with what's his name? Clint Eastwood.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I've watched all three of them so far.
Yeah, love it. Love Westerns. I grew up on Westerns.
So good. They are a little racist. They didn't age well because they try to portray Mexicans as like thieves every single time, and it's a lot of blackface. Because I've noticed that all of them were white people just with blackface to portray themselves as Mexicans, and I'm like, ooh.
I'll send you. Oh, I'm sorry. What were you gonna say?
No, you're good. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I'm gonna send you a movie that is. It's a documentary. It is phenomenal, and I have to say it in that way because it's like freaking amazing. It's called Real Engine, and it's about the look on. I guess natives. I guess that's the correct term to say it, but Native Americans, how they've been portrayed in like westerns and like just movies in Hollywood in general.
Oh yeah. Oh, and they like to be called First Nation.
First Nation. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I've said Native because like obviously before, like when I was younger, I was like, okay, Native Americans, right? But then started trying to educate myself on their culture and things of that nature because a lot of that stuff like they don't teach. It's as if like America just does not care about what happened to them in their culture.
It's insane because what people don't know is that a lot of the the Constitution that we have now, a lot of it was based off of their Constitution that already existed,
Mm-hmm,
and
mm-hmm.
they had four branches of government, not three, and they got it from them. The fourth branch of government that they had was a Congress made up of strictly women, and they only led and dealt with women problems, like female
Mm-hmm.
problems and like all that kind of stuff. So there wasn't any men that was controlling women's bodies then.
Right. Yep. 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 You're right. You're right. I started actually watching a series last year, called Res TV,
Yeah,
or is it called Res X? I think it's called Res X, Res X TV. So it's like it's a TV show that just gives you kind of like everyday news, everyday kind of like what's happening around the city in terms of like reservations
really.
across
Well,
America. And it's
yeah.
super low budget, right? It's only made by, you know, by First Nations and you
Well,
know,
that's good that they have a place to communicate, a place to do that, because there's so much that happens in their communities. Like, there's so many women that go missing every day, every year.
right.
Women and children either being go missing or kidnapped.
You're
They
absolutely
keep
right.
getting pushed back further and further more into their reservations, and they're not allowed out certain times of the year, which is the time that they need to be able to go um, either find shelter because it's too cold to be there. Like, yeah, so it's insane. It's a way of continuing the mass genocide of
Hmm.
their people.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I follow on Instagram the she's like a co-host of that Res X TV show. Her name is Lauren. Or I said Lauren. Her name is Erin Goodpipe, and on her Instagram, every so often she would post about like, "Hey, there are missing people," like, every so
Yeah,
often, and these numbers keep going up.
yeah, it's awful, and it's without a break either. Like, not even like the police doesn't really do anything about it. And then what's even worse, it's like the people that are um, like from different um, like tribes can't marry within a different tribes, because then their bloodline will go down when they get
Okay.
tested for that, and so then they're not able to have the same rights that um,
Mm-hmm.
that's like legally they are allowed to, like, to be able to own property or a certain reservation or whatever. Like, yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
I'm gonna send you a movie as well called Well Writer. It is fantastic. It's about uh, it's about like indigenous people
yeah,
who kind of live off in this island, and it's like, it's set in today's world, like modern and whatever. But it's
yeah,
about this. It's about a man who is at the hospital. His wife is giving birth, and the man is like son of the chief. So he
hmm,
has like an important role in his society, and his whole family is there trying to like get news on like the birth of the kids, because obviously his dad, the chief, he wants sons so they can take over, right?
yeah,
Because they don't believe in that whole like a woman being a leader and all that stuff, which is kind of crazy. But
yeah,
and the movie starts off with the mom dying
yeah.
from giving birth, and she had
Wow.
twins, and one of the twins died as well, which was the son, and the
Oh
only one that
no.
was left was the daughter.
Oh no.
Right. And in the movie, it's just about the daughter trying to do everything she possibly can to help her community grow, and how she can be a leader for her people, when knowing that women can't be leaders, and she's trying to change that. It is a fantastic movie. It is absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, I can't believe it. What is you know there was you know that you can donate your land back to the Native Americans, like, and so they don't take it away from you. Like, so if you like, and so instead of paying taxes to the government, you actually pay taxes to the Native American government. No, yeah,
Hmm.
the First Nations government.
I did not know that.
Yeah, and so they don't take your land, your home away from you. It's just yeah, so you're paying a huge amounts of like property taxes on for the government. You can just pay towards the American government.
Well,
It's a way of giving back the land that was already theirs.
right. Yeah, that's interesting. And I want to let the audience know we're talking, in all my podcasts, right? We talk a lot during the movies and all that stuff, but we're like really talking a lot because there's not much really happening in this movie. It's just people dancing, floating in midair, and just
Yeah,
music playing.
like they kind of gave us a little bonus that they're dating now, and it's getting serious, and he's getting the gigs.
I guess it's getting serious.
Yeah,
I mean, he doesn't really
he's
know her,
picking her up. I mean, that's like at least third base.
I guess. So this is like swing dancing, right?
Kind of, yeah. Well, you can loose dance to it.
Hey, it's John Legend.
John Legend.
Those cheekbones.
Oh my gosh. Where's Casey Tiggins?
Chrissy T. I was just about to bring her up, man. At first, for the longest, I'm like, what is she famous for?
She's a model.
Right.
She started off as a model, and she's done a little acting, but she's mostly known for marrying John Legend and having his twins.
She's mostly known for marrying John Legend, having his kids, and like going the fuck off on children on Twitter.
On Twitter, yeah, she has a huge Twitter voice. I'll tell you that.
That is hilarious. But at the same time, it's like, listen, I understand it's highly inappropriate. She's telling she told some, I think some teenager to like, you should go like, go fuck off, go kill yourself or whatever. He was trying to like break into modeling and stuff like that. But at the same time, it's just like, I don't understand how anyone can take her serious. Like, this should be really like comedy.
She also pretends DJs on the lip sync battle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the lip sync battle.
I use her GIF all the time.
LL Cool J. Well, the one where she goes, ooh.
Yeah, I use that all the time. It is freaking fantastic.
Sorry, I'm making ramen.
Oh no, go for it.
I don't know if you can hear it. I'm trying not to be loud.
Everything. We can hear everything.
Trying not to be loud.
I'm sorry. They have no chemistry whatsoever.
It's very forced.
Yeah. They just seem like just two actors acting together. There's nothing there. And I think Ryan Gosling, I was just about to say Jake again. I think Ryan Gosling is a really good actor. I think he's good.
He does the job. Isn't he very shy? Is that his whole thing where he's really shy in real life?
Yeah. I heard that.
Yeah.
Well, maybe. I don't know. Oh, wait. He's the one. He's the one that Taylor Swift fans hate, right?
I think they did date, yeah.
Well, not date. Well, yeah, date, but like the fans of Taylor Swift, they hate him.
Why? What did he do?
Because Taylor Swift has like one of her most famous songs is about Ryan Gosling. And it was about like how bad he treated her. And by bad, I listened to the song myself because a lot of Taylor Swift fans were telling me like, you need to listen to the song to see what he did, and I'm like, I listened to it. The only thing she's describing he did was he forgot about her birthday, and by forgot means he had to work.
Oh my god.
And
Really?
and he wasn't giving her the attention that she wanted. It seemed like on the
That's
song
what
she was
happens.
crucifying him for cheating or something like that.
I don't know. I have my own opinions about Taylor Swift, so I'm like,
I think her songs
yeah,
are catchy, but I think there's a lot of toxicity in her music.
yeah, for sure. Who is this guy? No.
Yeah,
Oh, no,
I
he
don't know what
found
the hell is going on. I think the main flaw with this film is that the same guy wrote and directed it. So there's not much collaborism in terms of like
yeah.
what these characters need and what the script needs. It's just
Did
this
he,
guy doing everything.
did he do the casting too?
I would hope not. I wonder how that works for like major Hollywood, because sometimes actors do have to, even big name actors do have to audition for stuff, but certain actors are just like, hey, the director wanted you to do this. He handed you the script.
Well, I mean, yeah, I can see that. Like, as opposed, but I mean, like, yeah, they get sent a script, don't they?
Well,
Like,
yeah,
sometimes
if
if
they
it's
want
like
to,
one a particular actor.
yeah, like if they want to audition for it, or even if so, like they agree to do it, like they like, hey, read the script, tell me if you like it. If you like it, then come on, let's go make it.
Yeah, that's
But
cool
it's such
though.
a weird thing for actors. Like, for example, like Daisy Ridley, aka Rey Skywalker, the actress in Star Wars, the newer Star Wars movies.
hmm
She said she hasn't been getting any work, like hardly.
Where is she telling people this on?
Right. Like just because how Star Wars was perceived and whatnot. And I think I actually like her as an actress. I just think she needs to find the right role. But I would rather see her in something like this than Emma Stone.
Yeah,
Because
I
I
can
felt
see
like
that.
she was good in Star Wars for what it was. Obviously, she wasn't like her character Rey wasn't really written to be something elaborate, but from what La La Land is saying for this Emma Stone character, which by the way I don't even know her freaking name, this Emma Stone character of like a struggling actress who's just trying to make it. I feel like that's completely Daisy Ridley in Star Wars episode 7.
Yeah, I gotta watch that.
Oh, you
No,
haven't
she's
seen any of the new Star Wars?
uh, which ones? Because I've seen some of the Star Wars, but
I mean, like the newer ones that just came out in theaters.
oh no, definitely haven't seen those yet. Then
Okay, you don't need to see them. They're like that bad.
really,
Yeah, they're that stupid.
her singing's not that amazing either. Why are we just trashing on Emma Stone and Jake Gyllenhaal here?
I'm not trashing Jake Gyllenhaal. Oh, that's Jake. That's Ryan Gosling. I'm not trashing Ryan Gosling. I think Ryan Gosling is a really good actor. It's just Emma Stone. Like, what is she adding to this movie right now?
I
What
really hope
makes
she
this
doesn't hear
movie?
this. She doesn't hear this.
So what I'm really perceiving right now from what people have told me about La La Land, what makes La La Land the La La Land is from just the cinematography, the lighting, and the wardrobe, which makes the movie visually amazing. It is not the acting whatsoever.
Yeah, they spent a lot of money on the scenery.
Right. Emma Stone does absolutely nothing for this. I feel like you can cut out a cardboard of Marilyn Monroe and just put it next to Ryan Gosling, and it would suffice.
Yeah. They could have made her hair a little bigger. Oh, she's still in the transition to being a big artist.
Yeah, and where's her love for acting? I don't understand why she's an actor.
She's in the thick of this. She finally made it.
Wait, she did? How did she make it?
I think she got a role or something.
Yeah, this movie's all over the place.
I think we were just talking and didn't pay attention.
Maybe. That's very possible. Weird. This movie's weird. And why is it so long?
It's 2 hours long.
For what? You didn't even establish anything. So far, I'm right. You can determine the worth of a movie in the first 15 minutes.
Yeah. Well, we're almost like an hour and 55 minutes in. We only have like 55 minutes left now.
Yeah. The first 15 minutes, nothing was established. Didn't know who the characters were. It was kind of all over the place. People are just dancing for no reason. And that's pretty much the movie.
Well, I did so they finally made it, but they're not seeing each other anymore because they barely see each other anymore because
that's the freaking industry.
Exactly. Now that they're mad that they made it, boo-hoo.
Yeah, who gives a shit? You can't have everything.
Also, this is a huge apartment for a struggling actress that she's by herself too in this apartment. Where is she?
She have roommates?
She would have 5 roommates, and 2 of them would share a room with her.
That's true. Up in LA or almost anywhere in this country.
And she also, and she was working a coffee shop job. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. Well, I had a friend in college who he lived in a house that was obviously he was renting along with like 4 other people, and he worked at, besides going to school, his main job was like working at Zaxby's.
But Zaxby's pay well.
It does?
Mm-hmm.
How?
They make they make like $15 or $16 an hour.
How? For Zaxby's? Get out of here.
Yeah. Well, worker shortage.
Oh.
Yeah.
People need to go to Zaxby's then.
Mm-hmm. They take good care of their people.
I'm sure it's not like, I never worked in fast food before. I'm sure you'll go through like some bullshit, but it's like,
yeah.
Come on, what fast food place can you work in? It's $15 an hour.
McDonald's has just talked about starting to pay their people $22 an hour.
Get the fuck out of here.
Mm-hmm.
On set, we make like depending on the show, and if it's like a super independent studio, like for Channel ID, we did like this reenactment murder series. I got paid like it was barely like 180 a day, barely. Like 170 a day.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn,
which was
awful.
not. Yeah, which is like not even close to what we should be getting paid from all these from what the other studios give out. But some of these studios are so cheap, and the manual labor is like so crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Another reason why people are going on strike.
Oh, she's getting pushed out. She's getting pushed to the back. Girl, stand your ground. Have you never been to a concert? There's no way
Yeah.
that would happen.
Yeah. Yeah. What is she doing?
People wouldn't go that hard for the piano, man.
Yeah.
If the main person is John Legend, they're not paying attention to Ryan Gosling over there.
Right. Unless it's like a Vanessa Carlton concert, which I would love to go to.
Oh my gosh, yes. 1,000 Miles.
1,000, dude. I love that entire album. That's a classic.
I saw Alanis Morissette not too long ago in concert.
I don't know who that is.
What? The song "Ironic."
Ironic? How does it go? Ironic? Maybe if I saw it from the music video.
He goes like, "Isn't it ironic?" She's really good. Like, her music's amazing. Uninvited. That's a really good song.
Yeah, I don't know it. I take really good pride in not knowing these major pop stars.
She's not a major pop star. She's from the 90s.
Oh, okay. Like, for example, when I went to the theaters with my girlfriend, it was like probably back in 2019. There was some movie that was about some guy trying to go to a Bruce Springsteen concert.
Uh-huh.
And I literally didn't know who the fuck that was. And I know now that he's some mega big music guru person. But like, honestly, that dude is like non-existent in the Black community.
Yeah, duh. Oh, he was very. I only know of Bruce Springsteen. I don't think I ever actually set out to listen to his music.
I couldn't even tell you what the guy looks like.
Same.
Same thing used to go for, or I guess still now, like Lady Gaga. For the longest, I didn't know what she looked like.
What?
Well, that's because she was wearing all that crap. She's wearing all those freaking disguises.
That's very true. I think I've more recently gotten more into Lady Gaga, and so back in the day, I didn't really know what she looked like either.
She's crazy talented. I mean, absolutely crazy talented.
Have you seen A Star Is Born?
No, I haven't seen that movie.
Oh, it's good, but there's like 4 other versions of it that it was based on it, and so. But I like the Barbra Streisand version better.
Oh, okay, yeah, I've seen like her like concerts on like YouTube, like how she performs. It's gotten to a point that literally no one else can perform her music but her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. I think she did that on purpose, though.
Oh yeah, of course. And then same thing for like Billie Eilish. I didn't know who the freak that was for the longest.
Billie Eilish.
Eilish, there you go. See, I don't even know how to pronounce it, and I was like. I think I was watching some video about something about Canada, and one of her songs were playing. And I'm like, oh, this song's kind of catchy. Who is this? And then her name popped up. I'm like, oh, that's who this is?
Yeah, she, I don't know. She went blonde recently, and the media went wild. Like, she got more coverage about her going blonde than Israelis escaping their country.
Right. That's the crazy thing, man. That is the absolute crazy. Have you been following that case? Speaking of blondes, have you been following that case of like the woman who went missing? And I think she's dead now.
They found her body, I think.
You know what I'm talking about, though, right?
Yeah, I haven't been following way too much, but I know that it's been happening. But someone was able to like look at her body, though. I don't know.
Yeah, I started following it like a few days ago. Just like trying to figure out what's going on. But I heard she was like physically abusive to her boyfriend. And that's how it all started.
Did he kill her?
He was no, I mean like so it started off with like they were driving somewhere in Utah, right? And people called the police because they saw the boyfriend like hit her. Right. So immediately they're just like, oh, he's like abusive or whatever. So the cops cops came in, they pulled them over and all this stuff. And then they're trying to get like both of their stories and what's happening and all this stuff. And they found out that she was the aggressor and she occasionally like beats him and all this stuff.
Well,
And then now what that whole thing transpired, she's I think they both went to like different hotel rooms or whatever. And then and anyone can please educate me on this because I'm just going off from the facts of what I've heard other people from other YouTube news sources talk about. But basically, I think another incident happened between them. And then now they found her body and she's dead. And her boyfriend is just like, missing.
oh wow.
But that's the crazy thing too about like the boyfriend missing because they have nothing to tie him to that to her killing.
Really?
Right. Because
That's insane.
he kind of has nothing to do with it in a sense. I don't know. A lot of people love to believe that he did it and that this woman's innocent, all this stuff. And it's mostly because of how she looks and how she's portrayed in the media. Because she's like blue eyes, blonde hair, and news media loves that.
Oh yeah.
It's like America's sweetheart.
Oh yeah, they go wild for that shit. If it wasn't a blonde white woman, then yeah, it wouldn't have nearly gotten as much coverage. Oh, I forgot this movie was still happening.
Yeah, what the fuck are they arguing about?
They made it, then they don't see each other very much, and they decided to take their one night that they do have together to fight. Pretty much. Did she just say,
That line
since
was
when
not
do you
delivered.
care about being white? Like, what?
Yeah, that line was not delivered well from both of these actors.
So this whole conversation is because they're too white? I'm confused. You just like me for my piano.
I don't get it. Is this even a real relationship?
Did they actually hate each other the whole time? I hate when movies do this.
Yeah. So far, I'm standing by my thing about Emma Stone. She had her thing in Hollywood. She came and she went, and I don't think she'll be missed.
No, I thought that was coming from my apartment. It's the beeping from the movie. Did they live together? What did he take out of there?
I don't know. Something they were burning. Oh wait, wasn't it about like chicken? They were talking about chicken earlier.
Oh. Maybe they
She's
shouldn't
like,
have
you
got the
dropped the
chicken and
chicken.
cloth.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess she does theater work now, which is very interesting. I think that's one side of acting that I think people really do not understand.
Yeah. It's hard.
Theater work and along up against like film narratives is very different. Very different, very and it's crazy too because a lot of the mainstream actors and well-known actors also do theater, but you wouldn't know about it unless you really followed them.
Yeah, that's true. Well, that's where they go to test out a lot of stuff. she in the middle of a scene right now?
Oh my god, you jinxed it.
What?
I hope not, because she can't sing. Emma Stone can't sing. Let me tell you something. Comparing Emma Stone to Emma Watson is not even close to who's like out of this world talented. I think Emma Watson is extremely talented.
Oh yeah, but what's hilarious is that she hasn't been getting a lot of work recently.
Emma Watson? Are you kidding me?
What has she been on recently?
Well, you know what? The last thing I really saw her in theaters was Beauty and the Beast, and I thought she was really good in that.
Exactly, that was it. Beauty and the Beast, and then she tried doing the movie with James Franco and Seth Rogen with "This Is the End" or something like that. And apparently, they try to be very abusive towards her, like, and trying to be more expose her skin more and stuff. But she like knew herself, and she wasn't able to be manipulated like all the other young actresses that just started off. And so they didn't like that about her, and so apparently they were fighting a lot. Hello.
Yeah, I hear you. Sorry, I was talking to my friend. I was texting my friend because I'm also going to record another podcast episode with her.
Mm-hmm.
And she has like really bad anxiety. She's super nervous to do it.
Just tell her to think of it as like a phone call.
Yeah, that's what I'm told. Like I sent her a version, like an episode, a podcast episode that I did with another friend I had that I met this year who has crazy anxiety. And I mean, like, she doesn't want to leave the house most days. And she was super nervous to do an episode. And like, you couldn't even tell from like when the episode started till it ended. It's like she had so much fun.
Oh, there's hardly anyone there. Oh. And she reserved a seat. Oh, what if she's not good? She's not good.
Emma, you were never good. Now back to Emma Watson. She's super talented. But why hasn't she gotten I feel like out of all the movies that we've seen where people like, oh, they're gonna get typecasted, they're gonna like you never see them again. Like her and Daniel Radcliffe from Harry Potter, those are roles that any actor, I feel like any other actor would have been typecasted until the day they died. But they've done like an incredible job. Yeah, they did an incredible job to break out of that.
Yeah. Well, they had to start doing stuff that was more raunchy, like especially Daniel Radcliffe, to break that childhood like persona.
That's very true. I absolutely love Perks of Being a Wallflower. I absolutely love that movie.
Me too. It's a very good movie. Ezra Miller in it was very good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought Emma Watson in that was fantastic, along with Ezra Miller.
What was the name of the other kid? The one that wasn't Percy Jackson?
You mean the main character?
Yeah, what was his name?
Let's see. What is his name? He's been in a lot of things too. He's like Percy Jackson.
I did like the Percy Jackson movies. They were good.
Yeah, I thought they could have gone
They could have gone a little further instead of making it so cheesy, but it was a good movie.
Well, they were like a kid series books.
Yeah.
Which I never heard of until the movie came out. Logan Lerman, that's what his name.
Yeah. Why is she like getting mad at him? Like,
I have never had a woman be mad at me and then drive off so slowly.
She had to check and see if anyone was coming.
There's no one coming. This is LA. Why is there like no traffic ever? Besides,
There's
like
no one on these roads. Yeah, there was only traffic only on that highway. Nowhere else. Everywhere else is clear as day. Oh no, the highway cleared up.
That's a Prius that she's driving, right?
Yeah.
I have fond memories of that car.
About to die. Hold on, my AirPods are about to die.
Oh, okay. All right, Starfighters. Letting you guys know, we took a bit of a pause. Obviously, the movie's still running. I'm running at 1 hour 29 minutes. It's about to be an hour 30. I'll let you know. It has been 1 hour and 30 minutes now. So my guest Gustavo had to leave. This is like a week after. I'll spare you the details, but Gustavo, if you're listening, thank you so much for being a part of the podcast. Literally had to. His batteries died, and now I have to continue recording in the next week. But then on that same day, I had another podcast to record. So we're still continuing with this La La Land. So yeah, I take it that I had a week's worth of just gathering my thoughts of this movie, because I was even messaging my brother and my uncle about this movie today, and I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. And my brother says that him and his girlfriend really liked it because it was just fun. It was just fun to look at, the visuals and all that stuff. And you know what? It's so interesting. It's so interesting that I remember years ago, probably a year before this movie came out, I think, Mad Max came out, like the recent one. And I didn't like that movie, personally. I didn't like it because it didn't have plot, and everyone gave shit to me about it. And I feel the same way about this movie. I feel like this movie is Mad Max, only a musical. Just no plot, just characters, just kind of drifting in this kind of creative, weird world or universe per se, and it's like a musical and whatnot. I don't know. I don't know. I'm a little bugged out about that, or it's just weird, I guess. I'll definitely be going into it really deep, like a really deep analysis when this movie's over. What? Oh, that's sad to hear. What's wrong with you? That's auditioning. That's auditioning. That's what it is to be an actor. I don't know if she's ever had a mentor or anything like that, but acting, when you audition for something, the moment it's over, I know it's hard, but you have to disconnect from that. Nothing's personal. especially not in this industry. I'll tell you that right now. And that's fair. If you don't want to do it, that's fair. There's a lot of failure, a lot of uh, Angus. Hopefully, I'm saying that right. If you move on, you move on. That's fine. You know, there's a really good saying in acting, or I guess in terms of anything that has to go with auditioning and going for something, that, you know, you keep auditioning, you keep going for a certain role, and you're not getting anything. You're not getting it. You're not getting it. But you could make it. This could be the role that, you know, that you can have your bit break, you know? But maybe after years or months or weeks or whatever, of you not getting something, you're just like, you feel like you don't know if you're going to make it, right? And the quote is, you'll never know you're not going to make it if you keep, if you just stop. I personally believe what they do in life, whatever goal you have, you're gonna make it. Eventually, you will make it. The question is, how much patience do you have to get to that goal? Because eventually, anyone can reach any goal. That's just me, though. That's just how I feel. See, now I'm silent. I'm like, all right, let's see what Emma Stone has. I still don't like her as an actress. She lost me with the singing. She can't sing. Hmm. Didn't they tell her to just tell a story? They didn't ask you to sing. I mean, I'm just quiet right now because I just really want to take in her performance right here because I feel like this is a pretty big thing. I really don't know what's going on here. Sorry for the popping noises. It's my freaking TV. I don't know. I almost feel like Ryan Gosling's too good for this. Detach yourself from it. It's not up to you. It's out of your control. No, you can't. It's out of your control. Mm-hmm. I hate this TV. There's nothing but popping and popping. What a weird actress. I don't know what it is about Emma Stone. I just don't. And I think I was talking to my friend who's going to eventually, she'll come on a podcast. She's been holding it off. My friend Rachel, she was talking about how much she loves Easy A. And I was like, oh, I remember when that movie came out. It was just like, it was just, I don't know. I don't even know if I could put it to words on how useless I find her acting talents. But here's the thing about Emma Stone's acting. There isn't talent, there isn't anything to rave about or anything crazy about it if you can really actually envision another actor or actress, whatever, playing that role and being able to do the same thing. At that point, you're not setting yourself apart. And I'm not saying every actor needs to be this crazy, or maybe yes, every actor does need to have their own originality, their own little nick that makes them who they are, right? That's acting. Now, sure, obviously, there are actors out there that are hired to and are being told to act like a certain way, act like this other famous actor and look like this other famous actor because it would give us, more views, more money, more whatever. Sure, that's that. But in terms of Emma Stone, there's just nothing, in my opinion, there's just nothing special about this woman in terms of her acting capability. I'm sure she's probably a really cool person. in person. Um, Oh, I know that actor. I worked with him. Hey, and I grew up watching watching him on Sister Sister. I forgot his name. Wow, that's so cool. Wait a second, why was he in there? Let me look up his IMDb real quick, making sure that's him. That should be him. I know that actor too. He's really good in Southland. It's a TBS, excuse me, TNT TV show. It's a really good cop show. Ron Rico. That's the actor's name. Hopefully this is him. Let me check. I remember on set, I think we were filming a pilot, and he was one of the leading actors on it. I remember I was like talking to him before we were filming, and then I had lunch with him. Well, let me see if this is him at first. I don't think that's him. God damn it. Fuck. Damn, I could have swore that was him. Whatever. Whatever. Why is that the funniest part in the movie? They're just like, you know what? Fuck this traffic. Let's just go. Fuck whatever plans we have committed to. All right, this traffic has made the worst out of me. Let's just pull off here and just do whatever. Forget about it. Just forget about it. You know, it's funny. My girlfriend's always talking about, like, she wants to do more stuff like this. Like, just walk around the city and just, you know, search for something and be a part of something. And I'm like, that's not how the city works. Or at least not this city. A lot of times you can't walk out at night. Which is unfortunate, but that's kind of how it is. So I've never been to a jazz club. Is it like you just listen, right, to jazz and just drink? There's like no food. I guess that's cool. I prefer food. That'd be awesome. If it was like the movie theaters, like those dine-in theaters. Oh, that'd be so cool. Dinner and a show. I love the trumpet. I think that's my favorite musical instrument. It's become my favorite over recent years. Am I the only one that's like not buying this chemistry that they had? Obviously, they dated for whatever X amount of time that it was, right? But was anyone like, maybe it's just me. I'm not, I even told my brother, like, they don't have chemistry. There's no good chemistry. And I feel like Ryan Gosling's the only one that's like carrying this acting. This film does this a lot. They like to like just shut out every light, just raise up only lights on the actors. I feel like that's the huge part of this movie. It's the lighting in itself, and their dependency on like dimmers. Oh, bless me. Excuse me. And by dimmers, I'm talking about like legit dimmers that you would see for lights that kind of dim it up and down. In the industry, we call that tesseracts. Or, excuse me, not tesseract. A viserac. Some people call it viserac. Some of them just call it dimmers. Like really big dimmers for big lights. Thank you, Jay Jamison. J.J. Jamison. Is it Jonathan or Jameson? Oh, it's bad. I'm a huge Spidey fan, too. Jamison. Jonathan. No, it's Jameson. I'm pretty sure. J. Jonah Jameson. Just J. Jonah Jameson. I'm pretty sure. Jameson. Jameson. J. Jonah Jameson. Wait, so what happened? I thought they weren't a couple anymore. I don't. Okay, clearly talking about what happened after the addition. Love that trumpet. Trumpet's the best. I listen to a lot of like old jazz music from like way back in the day for like film noirs and from like 1950s and 40s radio. Yeah, I feel like this movie is a part-tart. I think visually, I think a lot of people look at part-tarts and they're just like, well, that looks good. But in the inside, when you eat it, you break down the chemicals that are made from it, the ingredients. You really analyze that stuff and what's in it. A whole lot of nothing. Or at least that's just how I feel. I don't know. Well, here's the big... I still think the biggest thing that I would ask somebody... Because I don't know. I feel like maybe this movie will be probably an ounce better, 25% better, if Emma Stone just wasn't this main actress. I really wonder how she got this role. Right. Because what did she do before this? It was Easy A, Superbad, not necessarily like acting movies. Was The Help before this? And I didn't watch The Help. I'm so sick and tired of watching movies where it's just like white people helping black people. And they're like, see, we are the ones that help you. And then it gets like so many awards for that. I freaking hate those type of movies. As of recent years, I know I grew up watching a lot of them, but... I'm so confused. I thought she was with the other guy. I guess not. Maybe this is like a glimpse. He's like, let's go into this club. I could have owned this. This could have been my life if I didn't marry you. There's just no chemistry here. I'm sorry. I don't feel it. Oh, I think I understand now. Maybe that was the music. The music was like what we could have been. Right? In my opinion, I think he's better off. There's no way he's still dwelling over that. Really? He's really dwelling over that? Like, she's the one that got away? Her? I'm sorry. It's just... Right? Because that was her daughter earlier, right? So, good number of years have passed. You can't tell me he hasn't met anyone? There's no way she still feels feelings either. It's always interesting when movies do this too. When they have people just looking at each other as if they're literally like feet away, but really they're just like yards. Like a good 30 yards away from each other. And like, I'm looking into your eyes right now, but in actuality, I can only see your nose. The End. All right. Written and directed by Damien Chazelle. Written and directed? Oh, there's your problem right there. Any director that has written and directed a movie, not saying that it can't be good or anything like that. There's been plenty, but any director that has written and directed a movie, there's always a limited, what's the word? There's limited collaboration that hasn't happened with the film. So if someone would have just focused on only the directing, they would have all this stuff to do, and then collaborate with someone who's a writer who maybe probably sees the film differently, but still has to work with the director and making it still his vision, but giving them different ideas in a sense. But that's just with anything. Choreographer Mandy Moore, like legit Mandy Moore. Yeah, what an interesting movie. What an interesting movie. I have no idea why John Legend was even in this film. Every other actor is completely, besides Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone, every other actor is completely forgettable in this film. Because it's not really about them. There's not really any supporting characters, really. It's just the two actors, and I don't know what the plot was. I don't think there was really a designed plot for this film, and I think they just decided to make this kind of like an homage to 1940s, 1950s musicals and make them in today's world where it can look just as pretty and just as beautiful and poetic as what it was back then. That's the sense I'm getting what this movie was and why it was made. But I guess telling the classic tale of someone who wants to be an actor or an actress and going for your dreams, that's kind of the classic tale for many of these like oldie movies of trying to find passion and find your peace with things not going your way. But I don't know. This is going to be really tricky to kind of tackle how I feel about this movie. And obviously, there's already a great appreciation I already have for this movie, just for what it is. But at the same time, I don't know. I remember when this movie first came out, and I saw the trailer for it. I saw who was a part of it, Emma Stone. And I was really, and I mean like really not pressed to watch this movie. Like really not pressed. Something, I don't know, something in my soul just told me I'm better off. Oh, there you go. John Legend was a executive producer. That's probably why he was in it. So let's try to really talk about this. I mean, my appreciation for this film, I mean, obviously the movie's not boring. As much as stuff I talk about it, it's not a boring film. It doesn't drag, really. I think what the film really has going for itself is the cinematography, which is basically the camera motions and the lighting, all that stuff. With that said, I feel like, yeah, it was pretty cool to watch that lighting and stuff like that, but it's not like any other movie in Hollywood or even some of these lower budget films and indie films. It's not as if they can't do that either. You know what I'm saying? And sure, whatever the theme of the movie is, since this is like supposed to be a 1950s-esque film, but only in modern times, it's going to call for that. It's going to have that kind of creativity and go for that. But I don't know. I just feel like that's the only thing this film had going for itself. And it was awesome to watch. I think it's pretty cool to watch. Granted, me being in the industry, me seeing all that, me actually doing all that, knowing how it's done, sure, obviously it hampers it a little bit. Anyone in the film industry can tell you that once you start working in it, all films are kind of ruined for you in a grand sense of things, because you kind of just know how everything's made. But so here's the thing. I think Ryan Gosling was cool in this movie. I think I already know he can act. The thing with Emma Stone, and I want whoever's listening to this, I want you to really think about this when I'm saying this. Without any of the cinematography points that I just made, the lighting, everything dimming up and down, the lights, the colorful stuff, everything colorful in this film, do you feel like that added more to Emma Stone's acting capabilities to this film? Or do you feel that Emma Stone really complemented that well with everything this film has to offer? Because if you feel like it doesn't, she doesn't really add anything to it, and it's just the lighting and the camera movements is what really made this film, and of course the wardrobe is beautiful as well. If you feel that way, then honestly any actress can play this role, and I mean any actress. And I think that's the biggest thing I'm taking away from this film. I think if you have such, and I think everyone who's worked on this film is incredibly talented. If you have such an incredibly talented director, director of photography, gaffer, grip, costume designer, all this stuff, props, all of it. If you have really talented people coming together to creating this visual masterpiece, in a sense, you can almost kind of just put any two actors in the forefront, and all those elements will help lift up the actors even more, right? Because this movie, in a grand sense of things, it's not really about its acting. It's not really about its characters. It's just I want to say, you know, like when you go to those theme parks and there's kind of like, maybe there's not like that much anymore, or maybe there is. You know, when you go on a theme park, maybe like you go to Disney World or Disneyland and you ride on like a train or something, and the train kind of brings you all across the theme park. You ride and you see all the things it has to offer, all the animals, all of that. I feel like that's what this movie is. It gracefully puts you in a on a ride that shows you visually and I guess sonically a perfect 1950s film in modern times. That's what this movie is. I think that's what this movie has to offer. And any stretch of it means it's not about its acting capabilities from the two characters. I mean, even that is not character driven whatsoever. But I can honestly, I mean, I love the movies and culture. Well, culture's kind of whatever, but I do love the movies from the 1940s and 1950s. I honestly do. So in that forward, I do appreciate this film for what it made. Was it necessary though? Was this film really necessary? Well, I mean, that's not really for me to decide, but I can truly understand why someone loves this film, why someone would love this film. I do wish more, in a sense. I know jazz was like a huge part of it in a grand scheme of things, and the music. I just wish there was, I don't know, maybe, all right, clearly it's just me, but I wish there was better music, in a sense, right? Because I have a feeling, I bet it's I don't know if Emma Stone's really singing or Ryan Gosling's like really singing what their characters are doing. If that's the sense of it, they should have hired different actors to do that. or excuse me, like just different singing actors to do the singing portion of that. Because they definitely didn't add to the music whatsoever. Because when I watch a musical like Mamma Mia or Sweeney Todd, both of those actors in those movies added to that music, even if they were like really weren't necessarily singers at all. But their acting, their characters, what they brought to the film brought the music more to life, in my opinion. Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone didn't do that whatsoever in this film. I just didn't get that from this film. I really don't know what else to say other than what else can I appreciate? I mean, I just don't know what this movie was about. I don't know what it was trying to show. I feel like if it was more of like I honestly don't know. There's not really much to these characters, and that's what kind of irritates me a little bit. Like when Ryan Gosling's character is talking about jazz and how much he knows about jazz, I'm like, all right, cool, that's awesome. I want to see more of him talking about jazz. I want to see him more about jazz culture. I want to know how he got into jazz. I want to know all this stuff about his character, but we don't get that. Same thing with Emma Stone's character. I can't even remember their names. I want to know why she felt like she needed to be an actress. I want to know why she feels that she wants to give up, right? And obviously we see her going to audition and then like not getting callbacks, and people are saying, yeah, we'll call you, and then she just doesn't get a call. I want to see more of that. I'm not buying into that, because we all go through rejection. There are millions of actors who do that, and they're completely fine with that, right? And sure, that's them and not her, but the fact that she's doing that with such little rejection, in a sense, kind of demeans what these other actors in the world are going through, or at least that's how I look at it. Yeah, again, this movie's a part tart. This movie is a part tart. It's very pretty. It's a very pretty movie. It's a very pretty movie. You can eat it. It can be tasty at first. They're very tasty. And then probably like an hour, 30 minutes later after you eat it, after you consumed it, you're kind of just like, what did I just eat? And why do I feel this way about it? What is it doing to me? That's just me though. But okay, that is the full podcast movie review. I want to give a big shout out to my guest, Gustavo. Too bad he had to leave early. But it was awesome watching it with him. And I know he loves this movie. Or I think he did. I know he liked it. But yeah, big shout out to Gustavo. And yeah, thank you for listening. Please, if you are listening on the YouTube channel, please comment below. Let me know what you thought. You think I'm bugging out because I didn't like this movie, but I can really understand why people appreciate it. Or do you feel the same way that I do and you just kind of just don't care about it? So yeah, let me know if you're on YouTube. You can leave a comment below, or you can reach out to me through wherever you get your podcast from. I'm on all platforms except for Apple Music. I don't know anyone who's on there that listens to podcasts or there, but maybe eventually I'll be on there. But yeah, that's the whole thing. That is La La Land. All right, Starfighters. So I guess I will see you on the next one. But until then, victory or death, Starfighters.